I would have said, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'm fine. I have a plan for all this. Now I know it's just beyond me. It's got right out of hand. And this has got to stop.
Oh, God.
Oh, that one. Don't tell me there's stuff in it. Please don't tell me there's stuff in it. Oh, how embarrassing.
Plumstead, southeast London. Just a stone's throw from the city, but with green parks and wide open spaces. Although in this quiet street, there's one person who's been living with no space for over a quarter of a century. 63-year-old retired nurse, Jane.
You could call me a scavenger hoarder. There are probably types of hoarders, aren't there? I'm a scavenger hoarder. Sometimes I'll just have things which are lovely to look at, like a piece of wood. I pick up things off the Thames foreshore. I pick up things I see on the street.
Over time, Jane's hoard has grown ever bigger. In the kitchen diner,
I never found a happy arrangement in this room, but I had such grand plans that I never really got started.
the living room,
And there are things that are indoors which potentially could be outdoors. All this plant pot, all this greenhouse stuff.
and the bedroom.
I have far too many clothes here. Hardly anything would I be able to get rid of, actually. And that's a big problem, I realise.
It was Jane and husband Victor's first home together.
We came as newlyweds in '94. We sort of landed on our feet.
She's now lived there for 27 years.
Was it a happy house? In that we were happily married, yes. In that we had this as a nest, yes. It wasn't happy once the children didn't come along.
Finding that she was unable to start a family affected Jane deeply.
I think I started hoarding because, well, the children didn't come, so I then had all this children's stuff. I bought toys, I bought books. I love doing all the things that children do, the painting and the crafting and what have you. I want to have a second childhood. I want to be creative. I actually find that I visualise all this towering, dark stuff in my dreams. I have vivid dreams. I would have said, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'm fine. I have a plan for all this. Now I know it's just beyond me. It's got right out of hand. I've been too wrapped up in myself. And this has got to stop. There comes a point where, you either go down the plug hole or you climb back up. I want to see the light.
Jane has finally decided it's time to get help. Arriving to assess the size of the task is deep cleaning expert Siobhan.
Hi, Siobhan, come in. There you go, come through. You can hardly move in here, can you? I want to clear so you can sort of see the window, get to the window.
Yeah.
I'll show you the room upstairs.
Yeah.
It is a bit difficult here, so there's a rail there if you want. There are 2 windows over there, you wouldn't believe it, would you? And there's a sofa.
Oh, wow.
This is where I sleep. Obviously, sometimes I clear it and then I have to find something else, so I move all the stuff back onto it.
So you haven't actually got a full bed space?
Well,
at the moment?
when I need to sleep, I do, yes.
Okay.
90% of this you probably
I
don't even
know.
need.
Maybe not 90%.
80.
We'll still find out.
It's going to be a challenge for the team and for you.
Okay.
And we're going to stress together, and we'll scream together and cry together and laugh together. She's obviously had some difficulty in her life, and I think that it could be a massive possibility that she could turn around and say, I'm not doing this. I think there's a very high chance that that could happen.
I know I want to take the next steps, and I think Siobhan, there couldn't be a better person, really. I can work with her, and hope she can work with me. Yes.
Meanwhile, in Merthyr Tydfil, South Wales, 68-year-old former teacher Martin is trapped in a mess of his own making. What started off as a healthy interest in outdoor pursuits has turned into a barricade, keeping him a prisoner in his own home.
2 years ago, COVID, I'm locked in. I can't go fishing, but it doesn't stop me buying all the new stuff, look, for going fishing, like lines and stuff like that. I got a nice piece of furniture there you can't see. There's 3 drawers you can't open because there's stuff stacked in front. The bathroom's a mess, right? There's records there. Sinead O'Connor, I don't know why you got this, but I didn't buy it.
Martin's living room is an Aladdin's cave dedicated to his many pastimes. The kitchen is a museum of out-of-date food. The bedroom is packed with clothes, and his bath is hidden behind everything else.
My fishing nets and all that stuff are in that bag there, which is sort of in the way, except that it acts as a buffer to the door when I open it. I used to have a lot of bread. There's some bread there going off, because I forget it, man. I buy the bread, I forget about the bloody stuff. It's 4 days later, and I got bloody fungus up the kazoo.
Like many hoarders, Martin became estranged from his family, and until recently, his sister Sian hadn't paid a visit in years.
Morning.
Morning.
She's shocked at how her brother has been living.
Where do I start? Where do I start? It was just so overwhelming. Very sad for him. It's devastated how things could have possibly have got to this place.
Determined that this can't go on, Sian sent out an SOS to Nook and Cranny.
Hey ladies.
Hi, are you okay? Morning.
Morning.
Also known as Debbie and Tina and their army of cleaners.
I've always fished, so there's certain fly fishing rods in that upstairs, which makes storage a bit of a problem. And I found I over-acquired, for want of a better word.
Is it right if we go and have a little look
No,
around?
help yourself, please.
No problem.
And thank you very much for coming to help me.
Oh, that's all. It's our pleasure. There's a lot of clothes. Martin does collect a lot of stuff. It is quite full in there.
Fishing rod.
Yeah, lots of fishing.
One of the biggest things we've got to do with Martin is build trust, because he needs to understand that we're doing this in his best interest, trying to do what's best for him.
Bathroom for your teen, I think.
In a situation now where he knows it needs to be done.
Yeah.
But obviously it's going to be difficult for him because he's lived this way for a long time now.
If I get this empty, I'll be back to be able to listen to my music. I love the music, man.
Coming up, it's decision time for Jane.
So I don't know which one of these work.
Okay.
So they're going to have to both stay.
Or we could test them.
Okay, if you can test them.
Well, we'll plug them in and see if they turn on to start.
You're not going to take any of my nonsense, are you?
And Martin's hoard is spreading.
Quite a lot of stuff in there as well, Martin, isn't there?
The big clear-out in Jane's London terrace has begun.
You're starting already without us.
Just helping.
Siobhan and her crack team of deep cleaners are raring to go.
Just think it's exciting. This is a means to an end.
Okay, yes.
This is the good start.
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize.
But as they begin work in the kitchen, it soon becomes clear this is not going to be a quick fix.
Oh!
Keep.
Slowly but surely, enough clutter has been cleared to unearth 2 underused vacuum cleaners.
She's very fussy on what she'll let go of.
So I don't know which one of these work.
Okay.
So they're going to have to both stay.
Or we could test them.
Okay, if you can test them.
Well, we'll plug them in and see if they turn on to start. And then whatever one, then we can put them aside.
You're not going to take any of my nonsense, are you?
Siobhan is being very tactful, very calming. You know, she's not just forcing me to make snap decisions, really.
We need to kind of start trying to let go a little bit more. Found your fridge freezer, Jane.
It doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work?
No, it hasn't worked for 10 years.
Siobhan investigates.
Oh, God. Oh, look. Oh, the flies. Oh, that is disgusting.
Don't tell me there's stuff in it. Please don't tell me there's stuff in it. Oh, how embarrassing.
That fridge hasn't been used for years. Many, many years. It's rotten.
And there's worse to come.
Jane, I don't think you should stand there. We've removed the old washing machine under the sink and found all rotted wood that's dangerous, breaking away, holes everywhere. The sink's hanging off the wall.
A 2-hour delay waiting for a plumber to make the sink safe means a frustrating end to day one for Siobhan.
I'm worried about time. We're only halfway through the first room and I don't know how much longer it's going to take. There's still a lot to do. I'm very concerned. Tomorrow we've got to push that bit more.
Right.
Yeah.
In South Wales, Martin's clearance is also underway.
There's tons of stuff here. There's a pile of stuff in that cupboard there, but you can't get to it, sorry.
But he's already struggling with the task ahead.
What we're going to focus on them at the moment, Martin,
clear
is
this bit.
this area. Yeah. I know you want to keep a lot of stuff, but if we keep too much, we're not going to be able to make some space here.
Sister Sian is glad the clearance is finally underway.
I think he wanted help, but he'd never asked for it in his life. His perception of the world is different to most people's, and he does get very frustrated that we can't understand what he's thinking or the speed that he's thinking at.
There's nothing here that's rubbish. I know that's going to seem silly.
No.
He gets really frustrated quickly with people, and equally people get really frustrated quickly with him.
Is this rope any good, Martin? Or?
Yeah, it floats, it doesn't sink.
Sorry?
It floats, it doesn't sink, so it's quite useful if you're working on a boat in a pond or something.
So, do you want it, or?
Sort of, if I can put it in the plastic bag if you got one.
Right, OK.
Only 3 hours in on day one, and already Debbie and Tina are worried about getting the job done.
There's a lot of things that you've collected and you've spent a lot of money on, and, you know, I think Martin is going to find it very difficult to be able to let go of things.
That's my fishing gear stuff. I know it looks like rubbish. I don't want to throw that away just to give you a bit of space.
I'm just wondering where we could...
I can put it out the garage. I've got loads of space in the garage.
With no room to move, Debbie and Martin head off to the garage.
Pulls out, does it?
It goes up.
Quite a lot of stuff in there as well, Martin, isn't there?
But there's no room at the inn.
Teaching stuff. But I'm not really... Sorry, can't get the bloody thing out. No, just throw it on.
Are you sure?
I don't need that. Sorry, I'm losing my spanner in a minute. I'm getting angry with the fact I haven't got enough brain processing power.
Up again. As you can probably see, Martin is starting to get very, very agitated. I think it's because we're starting to bring things out of the house.
Reality's coming over.
Yeah, he's starting to get really, really overwhelmed now.
It's day 2 in London.
So I did go a little bit to town last night. The other wall is now revealed, so it's almost going wall by wall. And as you move things back and two, some of it can be taken away. It looks worse, but it's not really worse.
Siobhan and the team return to an unexpected surprise.
What happened last night?
Well, I just got busy.
Right,
Couldn't
okay.
stop.
Jane spent all night rearranging things.
I just walked in and just had the shock of my life. Basically, it looks like we've walked in on the first day again. It's a bit disheartening. All of the team have worked really hard yesterday, and we're back to square one.
Siobhan will have to start clearing the kitchen again.
So I think the plan of action, getting all of this over this side, we'll get this out and then we'll try and create some space.
Yeah.
I think today we need to really be motivated and push forward.
But after being up all night, Jane is exhausted.
We found this that is currently locked. Don't suppose you have the key.
Bit of a silly question.
So, it's only books.
It's only books.
There's nothing that's going to break. She's refusing to give any of the stuff away anymore. But at the end of the day, it's down to her what she decides to give up. And if she's not prepared to give anything up, we can't do nothing about it. It's very stressful moment.
Halfway through the clearance, with almost nothing done, Siobhan is reaching breaking point.
We can't say
We know what we're doing with the system.
I think the system broke.
Most of this is packing, I promise you.
I'm feeling really stressed and frustrated. I feel like every time we clear something and get it done, we're going back to square one every single time. I'm literally having a meltdown right now. This has got to be done now.
Back in South Wales, Martin's early wobble has given way to some slow but steady progress, and Sister Sian is impressed with the results.
Oh my God. I can actually see. I didn't even know this cupboard existed.
This.
Oh my God.
That's my bits and pieces. That's my current food.
Of course,
Not
I was all you. I just can't believe it, but I'm so glad that you've left people in to help, because when I
needed
came
the help.
in... Yes, but you, as you said...
I
yes.
always pretended to you that I was all right, but I wasn't, was I? Sorry. I didn't like to admit I wasn't going to be right again.
Yeah.
And for the first time in years, Martin can actually access some of his prized possessions.
You just love music, and for that to have been missing from your life for years is just so sad, because it's such a simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, in the next day, we'll be able to walk over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got to say, it looks a lot better that being in there than in his house. I'm so glad that he's let this go, and I know that he's willing today as well for a lot more things to go, and I'm just so grateful and so glad that he's open to it. This is a real visual symbol of him letting go of things.
One year ago, by the seaside in West Sussex, we met Judith. She had reached crisis point with a bungalow drowning in clutter.
How is this my life? How is this what I've created? It just doesn't make sense.
Judith shared her bungalow with faithful companion Two Socks and an enormous hoard of clothes and furniture.
It does feel like a barrier, like I've made a kind of wall. I'm proving that I'm having a problem. Will somebody please notice? I need some help here, and I don't know what to do.
Okay, let's have a look.
Enter hoarding expert Lisa, aka Mother Clutter.
Okay, this is, yeah, we can't even get in here.
Judith struggled to let things go.
That's hard. It's just got a lot of memories.
Hey! The start of it! Yes. We're chipping away at the mountain.
With support from Lisa, Judith turned a corner and the house was transformed. Mountains of clothes had given way to acres of space, and one resident was over the moon. A year later, has Judith managed to stay clutter-free?
It took a bit getting used to be honest, actually having a bedroom. I've done good. I think I've done good, as in I'm getting rid of more stuff than I used to. So I have learned a lot from this process and from the support. Welcome to my bedroom. This is the lovely space that Mother Clutter helped me to access last time. Couldn't actually even get in the door. Such a transformation.
And Judith is determined to go even further.
It's 9 years since Mum died now, and is ready to start sorting stuff that I couldn't go near before. Keep finding beautiful things, like I've got lots of pebbles from the beach that I'm thinking I borrowed them and I need to take them back now. The bureau can go, then the table can go there, and then there'll be more floor space, and that would be nice.
However, 1 month ago, tragedy struck when Judith's beloved dog, Two Socks, passed away.
It just was so sudden that she died on Good Friday. He was in my arms when she died.
While coming to terms with the death of Two Socks, her home has started to fill up again.
It's got a bit cluttered, so there's work to do.
So they're the rooms.
So Lisa is back again, willing and able to help her tackle the growing hoard before it's too late.
I'm ready to face anything. I'm bracing myself for the worst. We shall see.
Coming up, Jane sees the light.
Yes. How long has it been since you've looked out that window?
For the millennium.
Wow.
Martin loses his trousers.
Those are my favourite trousers.
But there's 7 pairs here.
That's all right, put them in
And
one
2 there.
I gotta have something to wear, otherwise
I'll
you're
let you
gonna
have
get me
one pair.
arrested.
And Judith needs a helping hand.
This room was clear and has now got a mountain built up in it again.
In the heart of the Welsh valleys, former teacher Martin has made himself a prisoner in his own home.
I got a nice piece of furniture there you can't see. There's 3 drawers you can't open because there's stuff stuck in front.
Hoarders have a very complicated relationship with their belongings. Hoarding counsellor Claire Darhill has arrived to help Martin tackle his hoarding addiction.
Hiya.
Hiya, hi Martin, I'm Claire.
Come in, please.
And get to the bottom of what's causing it.
Is it tiring living with all of this stuff? Is
No.
it tiring for you? You don't find it tiring, really?
I didn't find it tiring because what would happen is I come in the door if I want to come in.
Yeah.
I mean, check the cats, feed them
Yeah.
there. I'll go upstairs, switch the computer on, start surfing or whatever. And I'm just totally oblivious on one thing.
Because your mind probably is not on a trajectory, is it? It's probably quite frenetic.
My mind can be like an express train going down the track.
Yeah.
But you can't see it coming and you won't hear it going. You'll be dead, you know what I mean?
I like the analogy.
Because it's coming so fast. And it doesn't make allowances for stupid bastards to step on the track.
As Martin starts to relax, he opens up about a close friend who died.
Both Evans and I had said when we retire we'll have a nice stereo system.
Okay. Is this your friend who's passed away?
Yeah. I wouldn't have my appreciation of classical music at all
Yeah.
if he hadn't sort of dragged me into it.
That's your connection to him, isn't it? And is that what's keeping
that love
him
of music
alive
and
for
whatever. Well, when I listen to the music, it's like I'm back with him.
Have you let yourself grieve for him, Martin?
Not really.
I see you sad in it all. It's so on the surface, but I feel like you haven't processed any of it. It's choked
didn't.
up, isn't it?
He was gone and I couldn't do anything about it.
You're kind of in denial. He's gone. Are you stuck in a halfway point, or do you not know how to get everything all of that grief out? How is?
Well, I never had a brother.
Okay.
And after he'd gone, was when I became aware how much he mattered to me. Sorry. Miss him so much.
Yeah.
For many hoarders, their obsessive behaviour is triggered by the loss of loved ones.
I do think you need to let yourself grieve. Sometimes the way you are living and the way things go in your head and the order can be a manifestation of what we call complicated grief. So there's a lot of hoarding around complicated grief. So it might be something that you want to look at.
Complicated grief.
Complicated grief.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, have a look.
Whatever it is, I've been living with it all my life.
Yes. Well, do you know what? It sounds very much like you have. And when we have complicated grief, we normally need somebody else to help us with it. It's not something we can normally process on our own.
Is that why I'm throwing a wobbly now? Because I've bust a bubble or something?
That is exactly why you are throwing a wobbler now, exactly because of complicated grief, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think we've just had a real breakthrough with Martin in terms of him recognising the fact that he hasn't grieved all of these losses. Complicated grief is something we see with a lot of hoarders. So where you or I might, and a parent dies or a sibling dies, and we might clear the house and it's painful and it's horrible, but we know that we've got to do it. We know we have to go through that process. A lot of hoarders don't ever want to go through that process because obviously to deal with the items means that you deal with the emotions associated with each item. And I think if he can do that, that will have a huge effect then on him being able to process the things, the objects, the items.
Never asked anybody for help in my life before because I used to be able to do it for myself. And that brings me back to something I'm really dealt with. I just stopped playing the stereo. But I miss my mate Evans. Brilliant guy.
On the south coast, Judith is 1 year on from her clearance. But with the hoard starting to reappear, Mother Clutter is paying another visit.
Hello, look who's back!
The team are back together, but with one notable absentee.
I'm just so sad to come up to the house and no two socks bounding out to meet me. My God, you were like the proper buddy duo, weren't you?
We had lots of lovely snuggly times, that's true.
Yeah.
After checking on the state of indoors,
This room was clear and has now got a mountain built up in it again.
they decide on a plan of action.
The main thing is the van is being taken for scrap from 4 o'clock, so we've got to finish getting the stuff out of
Okay, so
which has already
that'll
come.
be the first job to help
That's
with
now,
then.
yeah.
Judith's van, affectionately known as Gypsy, has been used as extra storage space for the last year.
Bit of glamour whilst decluttering. Bye, see you later. Bye-bye.
I was really grateful for company to say goodbye to Gypsy because that was an interesting moment. It was sad and I was glad at the same time, but it just was quite a thing.
With the van gone, the race is on to finish decluttering inside Judith's home. Meanwhile, over in Wales, it's day 2 of 3 of Martin's clearance. And Debbie, Tina and the team are finally making some progress.
This is all sort of junk stuff that I used to listen to years ago.
Val Doonican.
If anybody likes Val Doonican, I can recommend this, but I'm a sad bastard who listens to Val Doonican.
Upstairs, Tina begins the task of tackling Martin's wardrobe.
Oh boy, you've been busy again, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, look at that. That's
This is
unbelievable.
what I want to talk to you about.
Right.
Is there any need to have this amount
Well, look,
of trousers?
those I used to wear for different activities, but like there's some of it's to do with outdoors. I'd have the ones for this week. The ones for next week would be in the dry cleaners.
Yeah. But
Right.
this is more than enough for a month. You would have more than enough
So-
for probably 6 months. I want to downsize massively. I want to chop it in half. Take a seat because we're going to do this.
Okay. Those are my favourite trousers.
But there's 7 pairs here.
That's all right, put them in
And
one
2
place.
there.
That'll give me
That's
9. I gotta have something to wear, otherwise you're gonna get me arrested.
So these ones are going to charity shop now, yeah?
Yeah, go on in.
Lovely, well done. Because that's nearly half the pile.
After scaling Martin's trouser mountain, Tina moves on to the rest of the bedroom and unearths some buried treasure.
This pair of cufflinks, it says there, I am extremely handsome. And this on the other cufflink is, what's it? These are not my cufflinks.
Then,
Martin.
Wait a minute, I think you found my grandfather's watch. I've been looking for that for years.
It's got an inscription on the back.
What's that one saying?
TAC.
That's not my grandfather's watch, that's Mike Learning. Sorry, give me a look. This is Mr. Everest. Bloody hellfire. Honest to God, you walk on water. This is retirement watch, look.
And Gurney's.
My uncle Ernie was more important to me than most people ever in my life. When he retired, he pulls out his pocket like that. Boy, that's for you. What's that doing? Opened it up. Go watch. Been gone years now and I can't forget him.
The moment where you know you're making life better for someone, you're giving them that moment of happiness. Hardcore smash! Yes, it's been nice.
There are approximately 3 million hoarders in the UK, and the condition can place a heavy burden on friends and family, something Debbie knows firsthand.
I grew up in a hoarded house. My mother was a hoarder. So I'm able to understand and empathise with people of how difficult it is to leave go of things, and it's all too much. Yeah, you're trapped. But like, I have got that understanding, so I think that does help with what are we doing here? To declutter my mother and father's house of my mother's stuff and my brother that passed away. I knew if I could do that, I knew that I'd be able to do this for anybody.
Back in Plumstead, it's coming to the end of day 2 for Siobhan and the team.
I'm feeling a bit better now, like we're actually making a bit of a difference.
Meanwhile, Jane is meeting bereavement counsellor Charlene Paul to help her better understand what's behind her hoarding.
Hello Jane, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Well, this process is quite stressful for me. It's very, it's complex. It is complex. I mean, if one life event hadn't happened, I wouldn't have started the hoarding because I didn't have children. That's why I hoard. It doesn't seem to make sense, but...
It does make sense, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't even know I wanted them until I found a man to have them with. But it just didn't work.
So that was kind of out of your control, but being able to have the belongings was in a way a bit of control for you.
Yes. That's when the hiding away from the world started, and it was just me and my troubles. I didn't want to see babies or prams. But again, I just stopped the clock. I didn't develop, I didn't do anything.
This is a new beginning for you.
Yeah, it's got to be. There are always new beginnings, there are always new beginnings. We're always on the move, we should never stand still.
Jane is hoarding because it's her safety net, and consciously she's aware that it has got out of control. So there's that part of her that wants to get rid of the items, but unconsciously it's having to let go of that. It's going to be quite painful for her.
This is another chance for me to make a better go of it, for my life. I can't do that with surrounded by clutter and reminders of the past and items I don't use, won't use, can't use.
The session with Charlene has helped Jane rejoin the clearance with new purpose.
Trying to make most of it go, yes. Give.
Jane's come back and she's been amazing. She's had a complete different mindset and she's really trying her best to let go of so much more, and we're creating loads of space now.
The clear out has reached previously unseen walls.
Okay, oh good.
And floors.
Looks lovely and clean and bright.
This morning was really disheartening to come back after all that hard work that we'd done yesterday, but now we're back on track. The amount that you've let go, Jane, the space that you've created is unreal.
With just one day left, there's still lots to do, and work in the living room hasn't even started. But for the first time in decades, Jane has a peaceful corner of the kitchen where she can enjoy the view.
Yes. How long has it been since you've looked out that window?
For the millennium.
Wow.
It's like reclaiming my home.
In West Sussex, Team Judith's work is almost finished. It's been a year since they last met, but Lisa has noticed a big difference in Judith.
It's like working with a different Judith today. It is just like, get rid of it, go. We get enough things out, we can escape. It's a joy to work with her today. I do like that one, but it has, it's gone.
Take it away before I change my mind.
I think Judith said just a change to the way she views the items.
Why have I still got that? That's the cover for a sink strainer.
Getting rid of things is actually a joy to her now, whereas before it just wasn't. Me to rehome it for you.
I would love you to rehome it for me.
I'll rehome it. The thing I noticed this time, no tears. Not one tear shed over things going out of the house this time. Look how much it suits him.
She makes me laugh and we have a fun time. She makes it fun, whereas it could just be really difficult and upsetting. Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you. More cardboard boxes. More and more cardboard boxes.
I've got to be honest, that is a nice box.
It's an exciting feeling and it's such a relief at the same time. And it just gives me inspiration how important it is to get this stuff out of here.
2 days ago, the hoard was creeping back into Judith's home. Now it's clear again. And for Judith, the extra space has a deeper significance.
Been feeling more recently, it's 9 years since Mum died now. On the 17th of May was 9 years. And it's like, I'd like to know where to put her ashes, but I haven't really had a feeling what to do with them. But at least now I can get to them, and it just felt a bit somehow disrespectful to have her in a room full of mess. So it's lovely that it's a clearer space now.
Okay, let's go.
Coming up,
This is the dining room.
Jane's over the moon.
No, look as you now.
Smile on your face.
Yes.
And I can't stop, my face is hurting. The amount of laughing.
And Martin finds some amazing space.
Bloody hell, how did I get so big?
Oh my God.
I know. I can't believe that so many people have come here and done so much for me.
In South Wales, the clock is ticking on the last day of Martin's clearance.
Let's get down to business. Let's do this, girls.
Don't fill that one, come on.
We have got a couple of new ones over there, mind.
Oh, yeah, she's terrible. You greedy you are, woman.
Just so easy for you to walk around. Look what you can do, Mark.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? What a bunch of girls, they're mad as artists. They were so enthusiastic about what they were doing. Christ, I couldn't stop them if I tried. Bags are flying down there and they're out the door and they're going in the skip. All I'm looking at is going, oh my God, I have so much room, it's unbelievable.
For 7 years, Martin's home has been buried in clutter. The bedroom that was a mountain of mess is now somewhere to sleep and sit and relax. The bath that was jammed with junk can now be used for a soak. And with 2 full skips of clutter removed, the hoard downstairs is now history.
Bloody hell, how did I get so big? What did you do to my leathers? They've come up like new. Wow.
How do you feel when you're looking round now and you can see all this space?
Might be in the wrong place. Look at the state of the table, you found it. I'm sorry, I don't think you can hear it in my voice, but it's really...
I can not only hear it in your voice, I can see it in your face, I can see it in your eyes.
Okay, and I don't want to say a little thank you, I want you to understand how much it matters. Really, really matters.
The team have transformed Martin's home. And there's one more person who can't wait to see the results.
Oh my God. It doesn't look like your house. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, Matt. Oh my God.
I know. I can't believe so many people have come here and have done so much for me.
All our clutter has gone to give you a fresh start to actually enjoy this retirement. I've never seen his house look like this. You can actually come here and sit down. Oh my God. Your cat's adapted. This is more than we ever could have believed.
I mean, it's mind-boggling.
I cannot tell you how relieved I am. I have been beyond worried. Oh my God, it looks like a bedroom.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've just seen a change in my brother, and what I'm seeing today is the man I haven't seen for years. It's like I got my old brother back. Oh, you can see out the windows.
We managed it. We got there in the end, and that's.
And it was all worth it, seeing that reaction from Martin and his sister. Proud of you guys. Every bit of sweat, blood, tears we've gone through.
Yeah.
In the last 3 days was worth the reaction we just had off Martin and his sister.
Yeah, I think we went through every emotion.
We have.
Over in southeast London, it's the last day of the clean. When Siobhan and her team left yesterday, Jane was in a positive frame of mind. But will today be a different story?
I have had a good night's sleep and haven't fretted. I'm ready to go.
I think if we want to clear this room today, Jane, we have to really be on a mission. Jane's getting on amazing. Got that. She's really cracking on with it. She's ready to let go of so much stuff now.
It's cathartic. I'm giving things away. It's wonderful. It really is wonderful.
She's on a roll. She's on a roll.
For Siobhan, it's been a monumental task to get the clearance done in time.
I'm proud of my team. I'm shocked at myself that we've actually managed it. It's been a challenge, but yeah, it's been worth every single second of the hard work that we've put into it.
Jane had been lost in her hoard for decades. The living room that was stacked to the ceiling is now a functioning open space.
It's the end of the whole process. We've got there.
The kitchen diner is a revelation.
Been a rush to the finish, but it's been good.
With a new home, a new Jane emerges.
People can come round. People can come in. I can entertain. The space for me. It's not oppressively just crowding in on me. It's lighter and brighter and, you know, I can get on with it. I can see my way clear. The blinkers are off. I may not be at full gallop, but cantering along quite nicely.
Sister Carol and nephew Marcus are the first to visit her transformed home.
There's a room now, like you can actually do stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's cupboards that you can access.
It's a room.
You can get to your window.
I'm so glad you're going to finally have some space.
I know.
This is the dining room.
Yes. Wow.
Do I live here?
Yes, I do.
Look at that. We wanted to get some natural light in again. You can actually sit and eat and relax.
Well, I don't want to change back. I'm not going back.
And although it's still a work in progress, with the support of her family, Jane is on the right path.
It is quite a transformation. Yes, you can actually see the rooms now.
She can sit on the sofa now, relax, do anything she wants to do, the crafts.
Fabulous.
Look at you as you
Just
now.
smile on your face.
Yes.
And I can't stop, my face is hurting.
Yes.
The amount of laughing.